Hi, we will be reviewing the ES session today. Today is August 17th. So, I primarily trade on price and volume chart trading process using Wyckoff methods. So, we'll be focusing on the US session, but I'm going to quickly show the overnight session. So, as you can see, overnight it kind of moved sideways primarily, but with a small upward movement. And then around midnight they had some good price action going up and down, but it held. And so in the morning, I'm going to push this. Okay. I'll just okay. So it's I'm in Pacific, so it's 6:30 is the US session. So morning I woke up, I saw this channel. Basically how I saw this one is like I saw this multiple touches in an inclined way, so I drew this channel and then saw if there is anything potential that you trade basing on that one. The other thing that I also did was I drew this overnight high, around 215. This high was made, and then around in the morning this got broken, and as you can see it started getting around in the 6 o'clock area, like 30 minutes before the US Open. It was grinding at the resistance line, which is our supply line. That is understandable given that this is the channel. Okay, and there's nothing to trade except the only thing that you read out of this chart is the price is making up a higher trend in a slow grinding way with small demand in the background. Okay, so you can see this is a good demand, and then this is a good demand, and then all these bars are making it when closing towards the highs, meaning that there's a good demand. So, and see, 6:30 opens, a good demand enters, still not broken, and then the next bar gets broken, and then the next bar, see this one, it goes above the yesterday high. So the gray plus line is my yesterday high, and then the blue plus line is my today high. You can see in the right hand side 2DH, and then yesterday. Okay, just a little bit. You can see that clearly. Okay, see, yesterday H and then today H. So it couldn't break it, and then what happens? So it goes above the resistance line and closes below it. Then the next bar also tries to go above that one and close underneath that. So this is the first sign of supply. Just does not mean that we take a short here. The reason being that the background conditions is a demand. So that is the reason why we don't take a short here. So the bar comes down here, so it tries to go up, and then again closes below. This is a firm close. Still it's not like a again still this is not like a popping supply where like a volume significantly increased and then suppliers pushed kind of thing. It's a normal supply, not threatening way. Okay, but still the overall demand is still, background conditions are still demand, isn't it? And see, as it starts coming down, these bars, like 4 bars, none of these bars are a strong selling bars, like not supply bars, because see, this comes down, closes in the middle, and then this also comes down and then touches this support line and then closes kind of in the middle, and then these are two narrow bars, like just trying to hold that support line. Okay, so what does these bars mean by, right? So meaning that supply is not that strong, right? So supply is not that strong. Sellers are not that very strong that people are pushing it down. Prices are pushing it down, right? So the background condition is good buying and then a weak selling. Okay, or like a lack of ease of movement. Like when I say lack of ease of movement, it's unable to easily move downwards because the buyers are also pushing from this side. And then what happens suddenly? So suddenly it breaks down the support and then closes below the below this one support line firmly. I did not draw this channel, so forget about this channel for a second. Okay, forget about this channel for a second. And so when and then the next bar, see that one, next bar as it starts going up, this is where we can take a long trade, right? As it starts closing above this one, this is where you can take a long trade. The reason why is because, I mean, this is a little bit risky play. Typically I wait for the bar to be closed and then I take it, but given the background conditions where it has some demand and then a weak pullback, and the purpose of breaking the support is what, to go downwards, whereas what happened here, it did not go downwards, instead it went above. The next bar immediately went above this one. So the big money folks, what they do is they pull it down the support, take all the contracts, and then people think that, the breakout traders think that, okay, yeah, it's going down, and then they start shorting it, and then immediately they push it back, taking all their stop losses. That is the reason why the next that is the reason why we take a long, because it's a bullish nature. Okay, but we are not taking just because it went underneath and then it's closing above. The reason we are taking is the background conditions is strength, weak supply. Because of that reasons we are taking this one. As you can see, it starts going up. Of course, where is your target? Where is my target? Is, of course, this the so typical the purpose of this is called a spring in a Wyckoff process. It's called spring. It goes underneath the support and closes above. That's called spring. So the purpose of spring is to break the previous swing high. So this is my swing high, right? So my next my target is the blue line, but but so see this one, see the initial 1 hour play is kind of a choppy move, meaning that, this is, we are still in the a play where the 1 hour is not a rally kind of thing, right? So you see the 1 hour play close, the 7:30 bar closes like around the range of the first 1 hour. Typically it's going to be a choppy day, or like it's not going to be a rally day where the good rallies happen. So that is the reason why my I will have a conservative exits, which in this case the conservative exit will be, this is my resistance, right? So I'm going to put it as my resistance. As you can see, it goes above and then touches this one. I know it did touch this one, but I exited it here. So it's important when you read such things, like where you see the first 1 hour is not that rally kind of thing, not a strong rally kind of thing, and then that is when you make your exits a very conservative one, a strict conservative one. Okay, and then what happens next? So it tries to break the 2-day high, and nothing happened. It couldn't break it. It closes firmly at that resistance. And see the next bar. So the supply enters. This is a good supply. See the next bar, which is even better supply than this one, right? And what happens after that? So now the bias has moved to the supply side, right? Because the supply came back into picture. Now see, as the pullback happens, see the pullback happens. See this arrow, the blue arrow that I marked, these three bars, and then the arrow down here at the volume. The see that one, it's a declining volume, meaning that with a strong supply and then a poor buying, poor demand, basically, right? Meaning that this is a poor demand. And but would I have taken a shot here? This is an ideal place. This had should would have been an ideal place had these two bars been narrow bars. But given that these are not narrow bars, that is the reason why I did not take a shot here. And then also the other important factor is this bar closed above the resistance, right? So above the 2-day high. So close. So that is the reason why I did not take a shot. So and so as you can see, but nevertheless it still went down. But this is still not an ideal place because of some strength that I have seen here. That is the reason why. Okay, and okay, it goes down and then goes down, consolidates here. Okay, and okay, I'm going to put here now. Okay, so as it starts coming down, right around, this is a area where I drew this channel. I saw this triangle kind of form, and then I drew this channel. Okay, so what happens after that? It starts moving sideways. right? And then again it touches here. As you can see, my channel is being respected here. Now I believe, now I trust my channel, because when it had touched here, holding here, when it's starting holding here, this is where when I trust and respect it. So this is where you can take trades. So the other important factor, see, the supply has entered a weak demand. Again, supply is proving. See this long bar, supply proving, and then a weak pullback again. See these three bars, and then three bars volume, a weak demand, meaning the buying is weak, selling is strong here, selling is strong here. Again, the selling is okay, decent enough, but not that strong. But the factor that you need to understand here is sometimes Wyckoff traders, right? What they do is they involve themselves in too much into the bar by bar thing, and then they stop looking at the macro. They forget looking at the macro. See the macro conditions, macro chart from a 10,000 feet level, from 8 o'clock from to almost 9:20, 9:15 bar. It kind of held this support, but what is the chart condition? What is the chart condition is, it is supply here, weak pullback, supply, weak pullback, like that, right? So you will be still in a bias mode, but if you observe it, it is unable to break this one, and then this is being respected. So this is where you can take a long trade after these two bars, especially now that supply has weakened in this swing down. You can take a long here, and then of course your target will be a conservative one, which will be this one. So, and you see this one, the price moved sideways, and then it kind of tried to hold the demand line, tried to hold it. It was a choppy move. I tried to take one or two trades here, but exited immediately after like a couple of bars when it did not make any trade. So again, so what happens now? At around 11:35 timing, it starts going down. So there's nothing easily readable to be taking a shot, so this is a good shot. There is a good supply bar here coming here, and the gold tries to go up, and then that does not happen. And then see this bar, it's a good supply bar, but see this bar, when it is coming to this level where it has held in the morning, right? I drew this line. See the volume suddenly jumped. See the volume jumped compared to this one. It's almost 1.5 times the previous bar volume. And then they'll look at the spread of this bar. This bar is narrow than this bar. If all the increased volume was supply, the bar would have been like way down. Instead, it is closed in exactly at this support, meaning that demand came. Buyers came up and pushed it strongly. In fact, a popping volume shows that they came up very strong. And then the next bar, see, it breaks the resistance support, but still see that one. It's a narrow bar, and look at the volume. The volume is, look at the volume in this one. It's higher than the previous bar, and then it is holding at the middle, meaning there is some support. But of course, this is below the support, so now which is now resistance, right? So we don't take anything, but at least you can read that the supply which was there here got consumed, and then demand came up and then consumed everything. And look at the next bar, it kind of zoomed up and then closed up firmly. See, look at the firm. So once it is closed firmly, you can put a short limit. This is what I did, and then of course your target would be this one, right? So this is your target, okay? And then you hit the target, and then you exit it. So that is how you trade, and then look at the bias and then the background conditions. You need to look at the background condition. The reason I took this limit is not just because of it went underneath the support and then closed above it, because these bars proved that there is a strong demand that came up and then pushed it above. That is the reason why. And again, it's a choppy day. Today was a choppy day, not much action. I think it is trying to break the 52-week high. As you can see, it is somewhere around here. Yeah, 33, 9650. A lot of accumulation is happening. You can see from my 1 hour chart. See, the 1 hour chart shows me that the accumulation is happening. See these bars, all these bars are closing, comes up and closes, comes down, closing. See now, actually, it kind of broke that today high. Actually, we are like in the August, the next day session now. The accumulation is happening, so look out for a strong rally tomorrow because of a lot of accumulation. I'm expecting it to break this 52-week high tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Most likely it should be tomorrow. It's just like 20 ticks.